Hey everybody, how's it going? So one thing I pointed out in an older video is that if you have a GoPro, you can't use the standard adapter to be able to plug in a 3.5 millimeter microphone. They have their own special proprietary adapter. If you try to use your own, it won't work. And what I went over in that video is that not only is this thing proprietary, so it won't work with other adapters, not only is this adapter over $50, but it actually was unavailable for very long periods of time on their own website. Now, one of the things that I saw mentioned in my comments from a lot of people was that they had purchased this adapter and right out of the box, it doesn't work. So I have a lot of different GoPro products here. I actually have a DJI Osmo Action 4K that I use now. I much prefer it because it is a lot less buggy than the GoPro. So I have a GoPro Hero 6, I have a GoPro Hero 7 Black, and I have a GoPro Max. This is their 360 camera. And I'm kind of curious to see how this works with each of these different devices. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be plugging in my DPA 4065 microphone. This is the microphone that I often use with my Zoom recorder over here. And just in case it's not able to provide phantom power, I have this little Zoom recorder here where I could plug it in, because this thing does provide plug power, and then I can plug the line out of this Zoom recorder into the GoPro just in case it's not able to provide plug power or phantom power. This microphone will work with either plug power or phantom power. So let's see how this works. So over here we have the little GoPro adapter. I just took it out of the box. This is brand new. And we are going to turn on this GoPro over here. Here we go. I'm going to plug this in right here like this. It says no SD card. That's expected because I don't have an SD card. We're going to go to Preferences. We're going to go to Input Output. Audio Input. As you can see, it says NA, not available. So it doesn't even register this thing as being plugged in. I'm going to plug it in the other way. We're going to restart it. Plug it in. Unplug. All right. So now we're going to try. Maybe it's not hot pluggable, even though it's USB or USB-C. I'm just going to assume that I need to turn it on and off again. Input output, as you can see, audio input is still NA, not available. Okay, now we're going to try on the GoPro Hero 6. Okay, we got this. I will plug it in. Okay, now we turn it on. Okay, go like this, tap to unlock. There we go, screen is unlocked. We go connections. That's not in connections, I forget. This has an older firmware, I think. Yeah, let's see, go to preferences. I/O, audio input, NA. It does not see the audio input. Now, if we turn it around, like so, plug it in, audio in. Now, one thing that I'm thinking, maybe, and again, if this is not able to provide plug power, maybe if it doesn't actually see any audio getting processed, it won't work. So I'm going to try something a little funky here, where I'm going to plug the line output of my Zoom recorder in, and I am going to have this be outputting audio. Also, by the way, the reason I have a little piece of tape over the Zoom recorder is because I have this in my pocket when doing bicycle videos, and the volume knob will constantly move around, and they don't have a hold for it. So I typically have that on there. So, okay, now as you can see, I have levels coming out of it. I'm going to put the volume all the way up on output, which admittedly I shouldn't be doing. That will cause distortion because this is a line level output and the GoPro would be expecting a mic level input. But just to make sure that it detects something there, you can see that I have bars moving over here. So I've got bars. Lots of bars. So the bars are moving up to -6. So there's definitely something going through here. I have this plugged into my GoPro, and I'm going to turn it on again, and we're going to see if it detects anything now. All right, so I'm going to go back to tap to unlock. I'm going to go to preferences. I'm going to scroll. We're going to go to audio input NA, not available. Okay, now I'm going to try the GoPro Max. I honestly don't even know if this is designed to work with the GoPro Max. I'm not sure off the top of my head if this even functions with this, or if this is even advertised as functioning with this. I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't, but let's see. Okay. Orient the screen back. Preferences. Connections. Is it in connect? It's not. No, not wireless. Let's see. No, it's not connections. It's in general voice control, regional about reset. I don't think this one actually even has that as an option. Okay. I'll try the GoPro 7 one more time because I just want to see if my theory about it only working if it recognizes this. Yeah, if it only works when it recognizes audio has any credence to it. I doubt that would be the case. That would be really, really, really silly. But just in case, you never know. This is GoPro after all. Okay, so we do this. We plug this in here. We close it. Make sure that's nice and firm in there. Turn it on. Okay. Preferences. Input, output. Audio input. Not available. So this is an interesting one because, again, as I mentioned in my video that I did a few years ago, not only is this adapter $50, but GoPro also makes it so that other third-party adapters and dongles won't work with this because they do make USB-C audio adapters that allow you to plug in a microphone. And that's what is really hysterical here is not only did they go full Apple in having a special dongle that you need in order to have something that would otherwise work with standard hardware with anybody else, but it doesn't even work. So I'm going to be sending this back. The seller that I bought this from wanted proof or evidence that this does not work before I send it back. I've actually been through 2 or 3 of these at this point, and I'm not surprised that none of them work with any of the GoPros that I have or use. It's kind of, I mean, it's expected. It's a GoPro product. Anyway, that's it for today. If you are trying to use a GoPro with if you're trying to use a GoPro with an external microphone, I would highly suggest that you get just about any other brand of action camera, or that you deal with what I usually do, which is the painful process of syncing. So what I do is I have my Zoom recorder over here, which stays in my pocket. And again, I put this little piece of tape over it so that it doesn't mess with my volume, which I'm actually gonna have to replace after this because this tape is kind of messed up now. But yeah, I have this, which I plug my microphone into. It can do 24-bit, 48 kilohertz. I usually have my low cut on, and it's a really good recorder. It allows you to plug in a portable microphone like this. This is a DPA 4065. It's a very high quality microphone. It's what I use in all of those bike videos, which is why you can hear me when I'm going down the road at 25 or 30 miles an hour. I usually have a little foam thing that I put over here, or I'll take a piece of packing foam like this, and I'll do this, and I'll just put it on. I'll just have a twist tie or a rubber band over here with this little piece of packing foam. It works better than most of the windscreens that I've tried. And then what I do is I clap in the beginning of the video, and then I sync it to the video that's either on my GoPro or my DJI camera. Because what I found is that the solutions for getting audio into these action cameras is sketchy at best, doesn't work at worst. Hopefully I have saved you $50 from buying one of these pieces of crap. Again, just I know you'd rather have the audio go directly to the GoPro because then you don't, for every single clip you do, you don't have to go looking for the audio on another source somewhere and then have to sync it and then figure out, okay, is this the audio from that scene? It can be a real mess if you forget to label your scene. So let's say you do 5 or 6 or 7 videos in quick succession and you don't label it scene 1 in the beginning, so that you can listen and actually hear what that is. It can be a pain in the ass, but it is what it is. And this little recorder over here, you can find this on eBay, used and scratched up, sometimes for as low as $50. So the entire amount of the money that you had spent on this piece of shit dongle, you could spend on an actual quality standalone audio recorder that provides plug power, that allows you to get really outstanding audio, not just out of this, but it also has its own built-in microphone. So if you want to get stereo audio out of something, you have this. It has this little mounting piece over here so that you can mount it onto a camera if you'd like to mount it onto a DSLR or onto another camera that may have an audio input. So you can have stereo audio going into your camera and you can point it at yourself. It's a really a trusty little recorder that you can use with a number of different microphones, lavalier microphones, or these types of microphones, and lots of different conditions. It's very high quality. If you're recording in 24-bit, you can turn down the gain a lot on this so that so that you're not worrying about the gain being too low and there being noise, but you're not worried about it distorting if it goes too high. So I usually have it turned all the way down to 3 over here because I'm yelling over the wind noise when I am doing a bike video. So this way I can yell over the wind noise but not have to worry about distortion, and I can always bring it up later in post-processing. This is a great recorder, and you can actually buy a high-quality recorder for the same price that you would get this piece of garbage adapter from a company that, as I went over in one of my prior videos, is, again, they cannot figure out how to get live streaming to work from their device. So these devices advertise that you could live stream from them, and I did a video that's about 25 or 30 minutes long, just walking through the prompts and walking through the instructions to get it to work. It is beyond painful. So I'm going to be sending this thing back. Fuck this $50 proprietary dongle piece of shit. I will never buying something that requires proprietary dongles again in my life. I learned my lesson. I guess I didn't, because I fix Apple products for a fucking living and I bought a GoPro. But that's it for today. And as always, I hope that you have learned something. I will see you all in the next video. Bye now. Oh, also last question, because I know this may come up, is Lewis, is this what is the USB port on your GoPro working? I would not be able to get files off of it if it wasn't, because I don't have a USB card reader. So that's about it for today, and I will see you all in the next video. Hopefully I have saved you some money. If you are going to buy something to get audio into your portable device, I would highly suggest that you get a Zoom and just fucking live with it. At the beginning of your video, say scene 1, scene 2, and match it that way. It sucks, I know, it's annoying, but beats this shit. See you next time.